Hello, welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. My name is Leah. I'm the creator behind Thrifty Day. Today's episode is going to be a vlog of my day at Disneyland, and it is the day that actually inspired the layout you're looking at right now. So I wanted to show you a little overview of my day, how I find ephemera, and how it inspires me. So obviously our first stop was the castle. Of course I saved the tickets I just showed you. The castle is so magical. It's the 100 years of animation celebration, and it is magical indeed. And there is Abby fixing her hair. I think she does that about 100 times when we're there. I always think she looks adorable. The first ride we went on was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and the queue itself is adorable. And then you go into the ride, and it is absolutely so much fun. I think that this ride was so special for me and Abby to share. I had already been on it, but Abby never had. And we had always gone to Disneyland together. We actually worked together creatively for a lot of different companies, and it was really fun. So to go back to Disneyland now as she's an older teenager is just very, very special. And so these Disney days when it's just her and I are very reminiscent of our pasts. And I just cherish it. I cherish these moments because pretty soon she's going to go off to college and these days might not be as often. So I really cherish these Disney days. And I love finding ephemera to document them. So when we walked off the ride into the gift shop and saw these pressed pennies that I don't have, of course I bought them. I bought all of them. I love them. I love pressed pennies. Then it was lunchtime. We went and had Mexican food, and it was magical. We didn't go on Dumbo, but there's just something incredibly dreamy about watching those flying elephants in the air. Fantasyland is actually my favorite land in Disneyland, and a little known fact is that my claim to fame is that when I was about 8 years old, I pulled the sword partially out of the stone. There was a whole ceremony, and I was queen for a day. They marched me around Fantasyland, and I was queen for a day. I have the picture to prove it. And this is where we got our fortunes read on Main Street at the Penny Arcade from Esmeralda. Of course, I saved this card, and it will be in my layout. It was a magical day, so now I'm going to show you what I did for my layout. Okay, friends, so this is my finished layout. I didn't show the process. I thought I would go a little bit of a different route this time and sort of walk you through the finished pages, show you where I got the ephemera, show you why it was important that I used it, and really just talk a little bit more about my process. So I guess I'll start over here. I'll put my journal down. This is actually a vintage Disneyland envelope. I don't know if you remember, but when you used to buy tickets, they used to give them in these envelopes. I actually have very distinct memories of my dad when he would bring home Disneyland tickets in the 80s, and he would have them in this exact pink envelope with Tinkerbell on it. And so I actually have a little supply of these, and I use them in my journaling process. And so I pulled out one of my last ones that I have so far and decided to use it in this layout because it was super special. Any day at Disneyland with Abby is really special. And I just tucked a couple of receipts for some goodies that we bought. And that's just like a little washi tab. And then a little selfie that we took at the little hat store in Fantasyland, and I just stuck it right in the side there. I put a little notch on it just so I would be able to pull those easily in and out. And then right on top, I just used some clear cello tape, and that is a Disney 100 Years of Animation collector's coin. It's actually Snow White, and Snow White is my favorite princess, so I thought that was really neat, and I just stuck it on there so it's nice and snug. And then these are just a couple of my favorite pictures of Abby. She's super cute with her ears. This was her in a mirror checking her hair. And then her in front of the castle. That is our favorite place to take pictures, actually. It's off to the side, actually. And so the castle is perfect. There's never anyone behind you, and it makes a really pretty photo. So I put a couple of my favorite pictures there, and then just a little label. These are printable labels. I got these printable labels. This one, and this one over here on Etsy. So I'll try to leave the link if I can remember. This was actually from a postcard. I wanted to use the whole postcard, but it didn't really fit. So I just cut that little bit off the top that said Mickey, Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse, and I just stapled it right to the top. Super easy peasy. This page I really love. We bought Hannah, the 100 Years of Wonder milk chocolate coins. She loves these milk chocolate coins. So I actually just saved the tag after she ate the chocolates and stapled it right to the page. This is a vintage Disneyland card. I don't know if you can tell, but those are really cute little sketches. And rather than keep the other side, because it was a little bit damaged, I just put some pretty scrapbook paper on it, and then I did a little bit of journaling. And this is actually from the box that this card came out of, because this was one of the last ones. And I just stapled it right to the top, and that way it tucks right in. And then this is just lots of little souvenir goodies. It's my ticket that you saw in the video. It's also the Esmeralda getting our little fortunes read. You also saw that in the video. We love doing that. It's on Main Street in the Penny Arcade. And then this is one of those press pennies from the press penny machine right outside of the railway. What is it called? The road, Mickey's Railroad. I don't know. Anyway, that new ride we went on. It was so fun. So I just stuck it all in this little plastic bag that something came in. I always save these. I think it's really fun and important to save and reuse in your journal. So I added a little photo of me and Abby. This was actually the first selfie we took right when we got there in the parking structure. And so I decided to stick that in there. This says Mickey's Toontown. Oh, there's the ride. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That is what it's called. And I cut this out of the map because not only did we go on that ride first and we loved it, we also ate at Cafe Daisy. We got some donuts there. And it was really fun. So I cut that out and put it on there. This is just where I did my journaling. It's a little piece of ephemera. And then this particular page was just a coffee stained page. But what I actually did was I used this vintage style linen as a background because it was so pretty. I actually got these on Temu. And if you're on my Patreon, you saw me do an unboxing of my very first Temu order. And that's still on there. So if you join, you can go see that haul. And I got these vintage style handkerchiefs from Temu. And I love it because I would ordinarily never use one of my vintage linens and just cut it in half and stick it as a page in my journal. But I did because they were from Temu and super inexpensive. And I love the way they look. I think the background is really beautiful. You can actually even see all of the little scalloping. And I just think it is the sweetest thing ever. So that was from Temu. I really loved it. And I was so happy with the results. So this is my layout. It was heavily inspired by my day. And that's what I do when I go somewhere. I just keep the little things, the little pieces. And I sort of actively think about how I will journal when I am out with friends or family or doing something special. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just at the park and I'll pick up leaves to put into my journal and journal about, snap pictures. We're so lucky that we have iPhones now. We can just snap pictures and they can instantly become memories and layouts. So don't forget to save those dimensional things. It's okay if your journal gets a little bit too chunky. That just shows that you have a lot of memories. So don't worry, save those bulky pieces, save that trash, reuse it. Just save all the goodies. It doesn't have to be vintage. And I love this little Temu handkerchief. That is such a wonderful example of how you can use vintage style items. They don't have to always be vintage. So use what you have, be inspired, and remember to be inspired when you are out making these memories. So I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a different YouTube and show you what my ideas were, how I collected the ephemera, and how I decided to use it. And I also did want to note, because I did get a lot of questions about this in my past couple YouTubes, I do use PVA glue for most of my journaling, and I don't typically have a problem. A lot of people said they'll get wrinkling. I use PVA glue not only to glue down the handkerchief, but also to glue down these papers on the handkerchief. And as you can see, especially when I get close up, there isn't a lot of wrinkling or buckling. So that's just my experience though. So I just wanted to go ahead and address that so you all can see. I hope that helps and answers your question. PVA glue is very easy to find. You can find it on Amazon, and I will link it below. And I hope that that will help you in your process, because to me it's a very pliable adhesive, and I don't have a lot of problems with wrinkling. So yay, I hope that answers your questions. And I'm so grateful that you're here. Please like this video if it was a fun episode for you, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for being here. Have a really good one, guys. Bye.